So, good evening, good evening, good evening. We are back again. We are going to talk about Tottenham, top spur. And we'll start again, shall we? Good evening, good evening, good evening. We are going to talk about Tottenham, top spur, and a double injury blow, which I think we probably all expected as football fans that watched that game on Monday night. When we see Van der Ven barely be able to walk off the pitch, he'd be able to get carried off really by two of the staff, and that looked bad. I can't lie, and I thought it'd be a 3-month injury. I can't lie. Normally, a hamstring injury, depending on how severe it is normally about 2 to 4 weeks, sometimes 6 weeks maybe. But when you're running that fast, and that didn't look good. I can't lie, and I expected that to be 3 months. James Maddison, wow. He's out until the new year as well. And I don't really know what happened there because he just went down on his own. Didn't really get touched or anything by the looks of it. But we're getting to all of that. We're getting to what Ange Postecoglou's had to say. He obviously won Manager of the Month again 3 times in a row, which is kind of wild, but fully deserved in my opinion. We'll get into that in a minute. But smash the like button. Make sure you are subscribed. This channel, as it stands right now, as I record this video, is currently 44 subs from 21k. So come on, people, let's get that done. I'm also, by the time you've finished watching this video, I'll be on with rants. Well, maybe a couple of minutes later. I'm recording this at 20 past 5 my time, so 20 past 4 UK. I'm on with rants at 5 p.m. UK. After that, I'm on with Henry Wright TV on Ligue 1 channel and debating on whether to do Athletic Bilbao versus Celta Vigo tonight on this channel as a watch along. Obviously, you know I like La Liga. Bilbao are actually doing very well. I think they're 5th in the league. I think they're currently 5th. Yes, they are 5th. So Athletic Club, they're doing very well this season. So I might have a little butchers at that. Obviously, Celta ain't doing so great. They are currently languishing in 18th place. So that should have goals, if I'm honest. So, yeah, I'm thinking maybe we should have a little look at that. So keep your eyes peeled. Depends how I feel later. But yeah, I'm 90% sure I'll be doing that game on here. But anyway, let's get into this. I'm reading this off of Sky Sports website. Tottenham duo Maddison and Van der Ven absent until New Year, says Ange Postecoglou. It then says, Ange says that James Maddison and Mickey Van der Ven will both be out until the New Year after limping out of Monday's defeat. You don't get a lot of time to enjoy the moment, do you? It's fair to say a fair bit happened on Monday night. Then they repeat themselves because this is what these websites do these days. Tottenham are already destined to be without 6 first-team players when they travel to Wolves on Saturday lunchtime. But Postecoglou has now confirmed that both Van der Ven and Maddison will miss the rest of the calendar year with the injuries sustained on Monday. Van der Ven limped off with a hamstring. We already know that. And it was described that James Maddison was initially taken off as a precaution with an ankle problem, which he has seen him ruled out of the England squad, and it is described as a lot worse than we thought. He said Mickey has a hamstring injury. We knew that was fairly significant, a couple of months for him. Madders is a lot worse than we thought. The next day wasn't great. We sent him off for a scan. We're probably looking at the new year. Wow. Obviously, they have got players suspended as well. Adogi, Romero, both suspended. Long-term injuries, Perisic, Solomon, Sessegnon. It's not looking good for them, is it? I can't lie. Richarlison had an operation, which we kind of scheduled anyway, said Big Ange. He's battling against that since day one, and the international break is coming up. It should be about a month if everything goes well. We have a couple of suspensions, but Ben Davies is back and Pedro Porro is fine and available, he said. So Postecoglou will be without 3 of the back 4 who started against Chelsea on Monday, owing suspensions to Romero and Adogi following their red cards in the game. Now Van der Ven's injury. And this is massive. I can't lie. Yeah, he says we'll have to make changes tomorrow, but the guys who come in understand how we play and will give everything on the pitch. If we had been in Europe, then some of these guys would have got more game time. He then continues on. That's the tricky bit. You can't afford any more injuries. We have to be careful about the games that we're going into with these guys. He then says there's always a possibility of injuries disrupting your career. Van der Ven was obviously extremely disappointed, but now it's about using this time in rehab to come back stronger and a better player. He's got good support in the building, and knowing Mickey, he'll leave no stone unturned to make sure he'll come back better and better. And all the absences have an effect on the team. The unusual one for us, and I've not known of any time in my career where we've got so much disruption in one game. 3 of the back 4, for instance, that's where we get affected more than anywhere else. If it was just Mickey, you'd miss him, but it wouldn't disrupt us as much. This is 3 out of 4 missing. Well, maybe have a word with your defenders, mate, in terms of stop making rash challenges, because they were fully deserved red cards, in my opinion. So it's what it is. But listen, he has got a bit of a dilemma, I can't lie, because we've seen Spurs without these new players. Romero always has that bozo gene in him, a little bit like Gabriel Magalhaes at my club. They always have that bozo moment where at any point, they could play well for months, but at any point, they can just activate the bozo gene. And that's what Romero did. And I've seen a lot of people saying it weren't a red card. If you're going in that close to somebody with that much force, you better make sure you don't hit them, because that high up the shin or on the ankle or somewhere, do you know what I'm saying? That's always going to be in the letter of the law. And yes, I'm old school. But in the letter of the law, it is a red card. And I don't think anyone can really complain about it. Udogi's one didn't have to go in for that second one. Stupidness to go in for that. Should have stayed on his feet, let Sterling get the ball and then jockey him down the wing. Obviously, being on a yellow card already, you would have thought that he would have done that, but he is inexperienced, isn't he? So I kind of get it with him. But Romero's played in the World Cup final, won a World Cup. Like, he should know better. And then obviously you can't legislate for an injury either. So yeah, it's kind of disrupted Tottenham's momentum, I'd say. Obviously they lost at the on Monday at the stadium at White Hart Lane. Now they've got to bounce back, and they're going up against a team that have been robbed of by VAR 5 times this season. That actually their league position and points tally doesn't really do it justice, because I think they're about 10th in they. Have a look at the table real quick. Smash these likes up, guys. You can do it, guys. Let's go. No, they're 14th. Wow. Okay. They're 14th in the league, but they've only won 3 out of 11. They've conceded more than they've scored, but they lost their last game. They were unbeaten in the 4 before that. But they should have maybe another 6 points more. They should probably be up around the 8th, 7th, 8th, 9th position. So they're not an easy team to play against. I mean, I think Pedro Neto's still out injured. He went off with a hamstring the other week, but that's not going to be an easy game. I can't lie. Yeah, that's not going to be an easy game. And it wouldn't surprise me, being an early kickoff as well, with the players suspended, with the injuries that Spurs have got. It wouldn't surprise me if Spurs don't win that game. It really wouldn't, because I've watched Wolves a few times this season, and despite not being great and not finishing their chances at times, they have been robbed. So, and they are getting into positions. They just ain't clinical enough, hence why they're obviously conceding more than they've scored. But I think that I've seen enough from this season to know that if Tottenham ain't on it, they're getting beaten. Yeah, Tottenham will be beaten. If you're going to play Højbjerg and Dyer, they have to perform. And I mean, perform to a high level. Like, I thought they'd both done all right when they came on, but obviously when you concede 4 goals, in the second, 3 goals in the second half, sorry, that's not a great performance, really, is it? Although you did have 9 men, but their individual team performance, well, you did what the manager told you to do, sit on the halfway line, which I think was just unbelievably naive. But I think they played all right. But if they played to all right level, you're probably still getting beaten. Let's just be real with it. Yeah, you're still getting beaten. So it's going to be very interesting. They have to now say, right, we've got a chance here. We're going to get 3 months of games here. Yeah, we're going to get a load of games. So, we have to get involved. Romero, yeah, cool, he's coming back. But then Dyer's probably going to be playing for the next 3 months. Ben Davies is going to come in. Ben Davies is a solid player in terms of what you're going to get out of him, but he ain't great, is he? Yeah, he'll get up and down the wing. He can cross a ball off sensible. And he's pretty much a 6 or 7 out of 10 every week. Sometimes he'll be a 9. Very rarely he'll be a 1 or a 2 from when I've watched him. Obviously, Spurs fans know better than me. But he's an all right Premier League player. But yeah, if I was to predict that game, I'm going to sit on the fence and say 1-1. I'd say 1-1. Yeah, without Madders in the team, you're going to obviously have to play differently. Without that defence, you're obviously going to be a lot weaker. And you're going to be asking players that are going to go out of their comfort zone, passing out the back and stuff like that. The goalkeeper for you guys, by the way, has been superb. Absolutely superb. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Early kickoff tomorrow. So we shall see. We shall see. In fact, I might do a watch along for that, actually. Might do a watch along for that on here. What time's that kick off? After 12. So yeah, I could do a watch along for that. Actually, I could. Well, if I'm alive and well and awake at that, no, of course there will be. It'll be half one kick off my time. So yeah, we could have a bit of that tomorrow. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Before we wrap up, Ange Postecoglou has won his third Manager of the Month award to make Premier League history. Ange Postecoglou become the first boss to begin his career in England with a hat-trick of Premier League Manager of the Month awards. His first manager to claim 3 monthly awards at the start of any Premier League season. They had wins against Luton, Fulham, Palace in October. Side have won 8 out of 11, drawn 2 so far. Obviously lost on Monday, but yeah. Only Antonio Conte, Guardiola and Klopp had previously won the award 3 consecutive months. He's actually only, I think he's actually only 3 behind Mikel Arteta, which is kind of crazy. But listen, I think he fully deserves it. Fully deserves it. He ain't going to win it for November, but I do think that he fully deserved them first 3, definitely. Yeah, to be unbeaten, to play decent football without Harry Kane, going into a new club, you know. Yeah, I think he fully deserves that Manager of the Month award again. And listen, it is what it is. People are moaning about it because they want their manager to get it, but it is what it is. I couldn't care less about Manager of the Month, if I'm honest. Who got Player of the Month? Oh dear, oh dear. Is that what I'm looking at? Oh no, it's not. It's not. That's an old graphic. Mohamed Salah wins Player of the Month. Fair enough. Yeah, I was looking at an old graphic and it had Bruno Fernandes on it. I was like, there's no way he's Player of the Month. No way in a million years. But yeah, Mohamed Salah, fair play to Salah. Still bagging the goals, isn't he? So yeah, it's what it is. Anyway, we're going to wrap this up. Have a wonderful evening. I'll most likely be back for the Bilbao game later. Let's keep your eyes peeled for that. And make sure you come and check me out on Rance's channel. Half hour from when I finish ending this this broadcast here, and then I'll be on with Henry Wright at 6:30 on the other channel as well. I'm about to record a video about Thomas Partey as well, so keep your eyes peeled for that. I might drop that about midnight tonight, UK time. So keep your eyes peeled for that. He's out until New Year as well. Not that I believe that he's injured, but there we go. Is what it is. Smash the likes. Like I said, we're only 44 subs away from 21k, so I want to get that done as quick as I can. I want to try and get it up to the 25, double to 50, and then we can flip it again up to 100. I want this channel rocking and rolling because I'm getting bored of arguing with Arsenal fans and getting angry about my football club. So if we could get this nice chilled out League Gunner channel flying, that'd be absolutely great, because I'm much more chilled out when I'm talking about everyone else's clubs rather than my club that has been systematically destroyed in front of my very eyes. Have a wonderful evening. Get your comments and super chats in below. Laters.